Sit back because it's time for business. In our first report, after 3 years of waiting, President Yoweri Museveni finally appointed a substantive governor and his deputy. Dr. Michael Ating Ego was confirmed as the new governor of the central bank. Mr. Atingi will be deputized by a seasoned economist and scholar, Professor Augustus Nwagaba. Our reporter Mark Wadulo sheds some light of the two appointees.
Welcome to the reading of the monetary policy statement.
Michael Ating Ego is a Ugandan economist. On 10th February 2025, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni appointed him governor of the Bank of Uganda. Michael Ating Ego formerly served as deputy governor of the Bank of Uganda, a position he assumed on August 3, 2020, when he replaced Louis Kasekende. Ating Ego began his career at the central bank, eventually becoming the executive director of research. He worked with International Monetary Fund as Deputy Director of the African Department in Washington, D.C. In September 2018, he was appointed Executive Director at the Macroeconomics and Financial Management Institute of Eastern and Southern Africa, Harare, Zimbabwe. He is credited with bringing regional and international experience to his role as Deputy Governor of the Bank of Uganda, contributing to the IMF's work on capacity development and modernizing monetary policy frameworks in developing countries. In May 2022, African Banker magazine recognized Ating Ego as the Central Bank Governor of the Year for his work in taming inflation and maintaining foreign exchange stability in Uganda. Ating Ego was born in Uganda and received his early education here. He holds a bachelor's degree in economics from Makerere University. He earned a Master of Arts in Economics from Cardiff Business School in the UK. He also obtained a Doctor of Philosophy degree in economics from the University of Liverpool, also in the UK.
Is at 13.75.
Meanwhile, Professor Augustus Nwagaba is the new Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda. He is an economist and international consultant specializing in economic transformation and wealth creation in Africa.
It is important for government, I think in my view,
He has been appointed as the Deputy Governor of the Bank of Uganda as of 10th February 2025.
Financing of government, as we know very well, is that the financing of government is not that there is some money in a sack somewhere, yes, and they are getting from that sack and giving the ministries, departments and agencies. No, the government finances MDS quarterly.
Nwagaba has been a member of the teaching staff at Makerere University since the early 2000s. He is the managing consultant at Reeve Consult International Limited, a private consultancy firm in Uganda. He has consulted for international organizations including the World Bank, European Union, UNDP, USAID, DFID, UNFPA, Danida, SNV, IDRC, African governments, CSOs, and the private sector. Nwagaba has served as a consultant for the African Peer Review Mechanism under NEPAD and was a member of the African Regional Panel of Experts on Development. He was a member of the World Bank Consultative Group that developed the African Plan of Action and was the team leader for the FinScope Financial Penetration Project 2013. He holds a Master of Science degree from London School of Economics and a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Economics, Inclusive Growth and Poverty Eradication from Makerere University. Nwagaba also holds a Master of Business Administration degree from the Eastern and Southern African Management Institute, majoring in monetary policy and commercial bank competitiveness.
Motive is a tribe of talented makers, and in the last 5 years of operation, Motive has created a space where makers can refine and scale their businesses to meet the demand for local and international markets. But the journey hasn't been without challenges. In our report, we take a look at Motive's impact, the hurdles it has faced, and the resilience that keeps this creative hub moving forward.
Motivating innovations through vocational institutions, Motive focuses on empowering startups that leverage technology to address societal challenges. From woodworking to fashion, food processing and design, Motive supported a diverse range of businesses within the creative economy. This holistic approach includes providing access to production spaces, equipment and crucial financing opportunities.
We have been doing this work in the ecosystem for a long time, and when we started, the initial aspiration was, skilling people, which is still a big percentage of the work that is happening. But we are now seeing that we have hit a certain milestone where young people are saying we're overskilled and underfunded. Everybody is training. But what happens after the training? So we are in the phase of moving over into production, value addition, like the president always says, into commercializing, into building young businesses that are able to produce products, work on input substitution, and are able to take these to market.
As Motive celebrates its 5th anniversary, founder Japheth Kawanguzi is actively lobbying the government for increased support, recognizing the potential to create jobs and sustainable businesses. Kawanguzi emphasizes the need for strategic partnerships and a conducive policy environment to scale their impact.
Motive's journey, I think we're just getting started. We're just getting started because what we've built at Motive is a pilot. It's a pilot of what we can achieve at scale if we look into vocational education. It's a pilot of what we can do. If you look at the area around Katwe, that's the example I normally give. What we have done at Motive is a small scale of what we can do at a larger scale in Katwe to support the fabricators there. How do we ensure they have access to equipment? How do we ensure they have access to capital? How do we ensure they have access to even the policy environment? What we've done in our fashion space is a representation of what we can do with the tailors in Chiembe. How do we support them around policy, around taxes, around access to equipment, around access to finance as they look to scale up.
Motive serves as more than just a vocational institution located in the heart of Kampala city. It stands as an inspiration for young Ugandans aspiring to enter the business world.
Seeing people that are building businesses and they're building for uptake, not building for fun. Yeah, people before would create their creatives, their stuff for themselves to feel fulfilled. We're saying you can actually make money out of this.
I think more than just giving knowledge and skills, we have to now move a class above, which is commercializing the knowledge. Because they have acquired the knowledge, they've acquired the skills, they're able to do the different products, whether it is food, whether it is textile, whether it is machinery. I can see, and I saw the young people practically doing it.
Motive continues to build a vibrant community of talented makers and creatives, contributing to Africa's creative and cultural industries. With ongoing advocacy and government support, Motive aims to expand its impact, nurturing a new generation of entrepreneurs who will drive Uganda's economic future forward. Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
President Museveni this week commissioned the Mirama Kabale 132 kV electricity substation in Rwanda district. The transformative project will significantly enhance power stability in southwestern Uganda, particularly in the Kigezi sub-region. The commissioning was attended by cabinet ministers, top government officials, development partners, local leaders, among others.
Your Excellency, I'm Dr. Patricia Litho, Assistant Commissioner for Communication at the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development.
The electricity which was there before was 33 kV, I think. That must have been 33 kV. Now 33 kV is light, is weak. It's not strong enough to support heavy industries like the one of steel. We have got iron ore here of Tare, in Muko, And we've been trying to set up factories here to make it into steel. But always they were saying about electricity. This electricity, 33 kV, is just for nightclubs and CNN, but it will not support industries. So the purpose of bringing this high power here is that big industries can come here.
And we are handing over this project to you. Please guard against vandalism because it takes us back. But I also want to encourage you to always work together and give us the right of way so that we can implement these critical infrastructures. We would have commissioned this substation way back, but we delayed in accessing this land. But finally we did, working with the members of parliament and the religious leaders, we got access to this land, and the project has been completed in record time, 18 months. And I want to thank UETCL and the contractor and the AOC5 chairperson of this region who made this project his own.
Today we are commissioning the Kabale substation, which is part of the Mirama-Kabale transmission line and the related substations, which have been funded by government through financing from the Islamic Development Bank. This project connects the Kabale sub-region to the main grid, the 132 kV line. Originally, this area was being served by two 33 kV lines, one from Umbarara, which is roughly 125 kilometers, and the other one from Nkenda, which is roughly 200 kilometers. Given the fact that power was being wheeled over a longer period, we would have losses, it would not be reliable with a lot of faults. So by bringing the backbone from Mirama to Kabale, this project is bringing more reliable power here, reducing transmission losses and also reducing the faults.
Still in line with power generation, the Isimba Hydroelectric Power Station is once more in the spotlight. The spillway of the 183 megawatts power plant in Kayunga district is said to be eroding and posing serious danger to the powerhouse and other power infrastructures downstream. The Parliamentary Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, stakeholders, government, engineers and the contractor were at the dam to assess its current state.
President Yoweri Museveni in 2019 inaugurated the 183 megawatts Isimba hydropower dam, but excitement is declining as experts are concerned about the project's substandard construction. Parliamentary Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, stakeholders, government, owners, engineer and the contractor went to the dam to assess its status. Achita Chad, the project manager from Uganda Electricity Generation Company Limited, revealed underwater images showing how the spillway's buffer blocks have eroded.
Seen for the first time on the bottom slab in the lower spillway. Now the risk is that we shall have exposure of reinforcement on the dam, and this will lead to corrosion.
You can even see the concrete here is now exposed on there. Then tomorrow, and remember we don't have eyes underwater. Tomorrow we could wake up when our dam is in Karuma.
Yes, we have an owner's engineer who is supposed to review and approve the designs, and the owner's engineer didn't do his work properly. If you recall, the owner's engineer we had was a small consultancy firm from India.
The spillway is temporarily supported through emergency repairs as part of phase 1 of the agreed rehabilitation process.
And now that the contractor has not left the project, it is still his obligation to fix whatever has failed.
Members of Parliament expressed dissatisfaction upon learning that the contractor, China Water and Electrical Corporation, is reluctant to proceed with phase 2 of the spillway rehabilitation, which necessitates river diversion to allow access for repairs.
Give us when you are diverting the water, or else you will not like us. We are here not for your jokes. Hey, voltage. Hey, volume. No, stop it. We are not here to understand your scientific confusion terms. We are here, very strict.
Some MPs called for the contractor to be held accountable, citing concerns about value for money in relation to the US dollars $567.7 million borrowed to finance the Nsimba Dam.
They were supposed to design, procure, contract, and then hand over. In their design, the current spillways that are provided are 2. But we realize now, because of the head of the water here, those 2 are not likely to be sufficient. It might actually require, under phase 3 of correcting the spillway challenge, that we actually set up another spillway gate.
The meeting acknowledged that the contractor has frequently failed to collaborate effectively with other stakeholders.
So, and we ask the contractor to fill the obligation, to respect the contractor, and to follow the according to standard and the requirement, and to continue. Because let me say, I don't like to say, I say the right word, we don't have time to play.
Yeah, we understand it from UGCO, it's very difficult to control the water from upstream. Under such conditions, we always have 2,200 cubic meters every second. So this is, we commit 28th August 2024, we will consider the alternative water diversion solution.
The government warned against mishandling the situation as it could jeopardize the bilateral relationship between Uganda and the People's Republic of China. Minister of State for Energy, Opolot Sidronas, informed attendees about a high-level engagement between the 2 heads of state.
We should actually be knowing that at that level, the discussions have gone on. We have got to actually step back and look at the politics. What does this actually, what's the political implications?
The meeting adjourned without resolution as the contractor sought to consult with their headquarters in China regarding the decision to divert the river, adding that a physical model test, also known as PMT, was necessary, a process that officials fear may cause further delays.
What they are telling me is not all is lost if we can address the 2 key challenges. One, as you rightly said, is the spillway.
Despite the dam's current challenges, it continues to generate approximately 5,069 megawatts per hour of electricity. However, Uganda Electricity Generation Company Limited has yet to issue a completion certificate for the project. Authorities are also demanding a 100% insurance cover from the contractor in the event of project failure. The meeting noted that the contractor lacks the capacity to complete the construction, highlighting the need for subcontractors and a supplementary budget to support supervision efforts. Over 2,000 lives could be at risk if the Kayunga-based dam were to collapse.
Remember, a dam such as this one being washed away is not only just a challenge about the strategic investment. There is also an ecological risk that the downstream of the river could all be taken away by the water.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
And still in the line of electricity, the Uganda Manufacturers Association is strongly demanding for reliable electricity supply and better communication regarding outages from the stakeholders in the electricity sector. According to the Uganda Manufacturers Association Board of Directors and Management, the constant power outages is having a severe impact on industrial production.
Uganda Manufacturers Association is concerned about the rampant power outages. From October 2024 to January 2025, UMA recorded at least 27 power outages. This, according to the members, is disrupting industrial operations and reducing productivity.
Well known, there have been many
announced and unannounced outages, and these we are continuously raising. We've also we've raised these with the regulator too. It is one of the issues that was a topic of discussion this afternoon.
In an engagement with the management of the Uganda Electricity Distribution Company, the manufacturers wanted to know why the blackout and when the situation is expected to normalize.
As you are aware, for any transition, there are some few challenges here and there, teething issues. The current outages, because remember, had taken 2 years, more than 2 years, without investing through the network since the decision was done, they were unable to access funding. But those are teething problems. What happened is usually that they happen when there's a transition. However, after our going in 2025 April, we expect to start investing heavily, and those issues will be gradually reducing. By end of this year, we shall have a fair, stable environment. Thank you.
Their concerns come amidst the end of Umeme's concession.
Our customers still want more reliable power, therefore we cannot sit and hide.
And government boasting of electricity surplus brought about by the 2024 launch of the Karuma hydropower plant.
The use of power is very important to our businesses and to our production output. So we have this engagement with UEDCL as the incoming concessionaire who's going to be running the power company and who's going to be providing us with power on a day-to-day. So one of the things that we are is have a dialogue so that we can interact, we can raise issues, and we have a platform within which we can discuss matters on a day-to-day, month-to-month, as we go through this transition, which is a new arrangement.
Besides the blackout, the manufacturers decry voltage fluctuations. They argue that the current power distribution infrastructure is inadequate to meet industrial needs. Maureen Babidie for UBC.
Away from that, world leaders and technology giants met in the French capital Paris for the Artificial Intelligence Summit, aiming to chart the way forward for AI development while upholding universal values. As Dennis Sigon reports, despite global leaders meeting on the world stage, there are still many apparent differences in perspectives between countries.
The Artificial Intelligence Action Summit in the French capital Paris has brought together leaders from over 100 nations, industry bigwigs, researchers, non-governmental organizations and civil society groups. The gathering at Grand Palais seeks to shape AI in a way that respects universal values with emphasis on sustainable, equitable and responsible tech development and deployment.
Now, the past summits focused on laying the groundwork for AI safety. We build a shared consensus that AI will be safe and that it will promote our values and benefit humanity. But this summit is focused on action, and that is exactly what we need right now. The time has come for us to formulate a vision of where we want AI to take us as a society and as humanity.
The summit's big ambition is to collectively define AI standards and frameworks so that the world can maintain a sense of balance in an ultra-fast moving tech space.
Because yes, AI needs competition, but AI also needs collaboration. And AI needs the confidence of the people and has to be safe. And actually, this is the purpose of the AI Act, to provide for one single set of safe rules across the European Union, 450 million people, instead of 27 different national regulations, and safety is in the interest of business.
This year's summit is anchored on 5 strategic pillars: public service AI, future of work, innovation and culture, trust in artificial intelligence, and global governance in AI.
AI can be a gift to humanity, but we must make sure that its benefits are widespread and that its benefits are accessible to all. We want AI to be a force for good. We want an AI where everyone collaborates and everyone benefits.
In his address, the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance cautioned against excessive regulations, warning that overreach would stifle innovation in a rapidly evolving sector. The diversity of perspective among world leaders highlights the immense challenge of establishing a unified global framework on technology.
The other challenge could be the skills. We may not have all the skills that are necessary. Yes, it may say we are giving chance for locals to take over these particular businesses. But do we have the skills that are necessary to be able to do this work? Some time back, there was a provision for training, like welders. And so people were trained, but again came in a situation where we are saying they are supposed to be certification. Now the question is, if we are encouraging local content and we have trained the people, why didn't we then certify them to be able to acquire these contracts using the local content mark? So people were trained, they did not get certification. Now again, when time for them to get the job, they say, no, you don't have the certificate. That is also another snag that has affected our the local content. Otherwise, the design was so good.
And in our Sounds of Business, we continue to marvel at the breathtaking beauty of Murchison Falls National Park. If you're still in the Valentine spirit, why not take a trip and experience one of Uganda's most pristine tourism gems? and serve the nation in this capacity. Kwaheri.